I have a couple questions for you, because I always have questions for you. But these should be simple questions, at least to start off. How many of you have ever had a dream before? Yeah? You had a dream? Yeah, you tell me about your dreams all the time. It's wonderful. I love it. How many of you have ever had a nightmare?
I have a nightmare.
Yeah. Nightmares can be really scary. So, how many of you know what nightmares are? Yes. What's a nightmare?
It's
Something that's very scary. And sometimes it makes you wake up and you still feel scared. Yeah. Well, I've done a lot of research on dreams and nightmares. And essentially what the entire scientific community has come to a conclusion on is we don't really know why it happens. But they have some guesses.
This fact about Halloween is super scary when we spooky when we
Yeah, so sometimes, especially around Halloween when things are spooky and scary, that gets into your head, and then when you go to sleep, you still have these ideas of things that are spooky and scary, and your brain creates images with that, and it's a bit jumbled, and it can be really upsetting and scary. And sometimes, even if it's not something spooky and scary that's going on, maybe you're nervous or worried about something going on, and your brain, while you're asleep, tries to process that information. And often it comes up with some weird manifestation that you need 5 degrees and 4 doctorates to interpret. Dreams are really complicated. Sometimes, most of the time. But sometimes, dreams and nightmares can be very clear. And in this morning's gospel lesson, Joseph had a nightmare. And it was a very clear nightmare. He was worried about his family, and he had a nightmare that something was going to happen to his family. And in order to prevent it, he needed to leave. He needed to get up and go right away and take his family and go to Egypt until it was safe. Yes? Yes, the Bible tells us the nightmare he had. He had a nightmare, and in this nightmare there was an angel from God that told him that there were people coming that were going to hurt his family. And as a parent, that is a very real fear that we have, that something is going to happen and hurt our family and hurt our children. And so Joseph was worried that something was going to happen to his family, and he had a dream, and it turned out that this dream was actually from God, and God was giving him a warning so that something wouldn't happen to his family. So Joseph leaves, and they go, and they live in Egypt for a while, and then Joseph had a good dream. The dream was that the people who were trying to hurt his family weren't going to hurt his family anymore. They had gone away, and they weren't going to hurt his family, and he could go back to his home country. And so Joseph went back. Where it becomes a struggle for us is sometimes it's hard to know when a dream is just a crazy set of images that our brain cooks up, and when a dream is giving us a message of something we need to do. So we need to figure out how to listen to our dreams and figure out what our dreams are telling us so we can act on it. So I have another question for you. This one might be a bit harder. It's more than I expected. What was the resolution? To be nice to someone every day. How many of you have been nice to someone every day for the past month?
I am.
Awesome. I love it. I can vouch for you. You have. You're very affirming. So, what we can do is we can build on that resolution and make a new resolution. You're still going to be nice to people every day, but the little twist that you're going to add is every time you do something nice to someone, you're going to picture that you're doing something nice for Jesus too. Yes, for Jesus. So every time you do something nice for someone, you're going to think in your head that you're also doing something nice for Jesus. And if you do that, you will start to see that God is being more active in your life because you're looking for God more often. So, can you all continue to do something nice for someone every day, and when you do so, think that you're doing something nice for Jesus? You don't seem very convincing. I don't know if I believe you. So I'll try asking this again. Can you do something nice for people every day, and when you do it, think that you're doing something nice for Jesus as well? I am still not convinced. You are very unconvincing this morning. So, I'm going to ask the question one more time, and I want to hear your response. I don't want to see slow nods. I want to hear you say that this is something you can do. So, can you do something nice for someone every day, and when you do, think that you're doing something nice for Jesus too?
Yes.
You're getting that. Instead of repeating it all over again, on the count of 3, I just want a really loud yes from you, just so I know that you're hearing me and I'm hearing you. 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
Oh, thank you. So here's the deal, because there's always a deal. I have blow pops. I always have blow pops. You're going to get blow pops, because you always get blow pops. So, if you take 2 blow pops, 1 is for you. 1, and this is going to be hard, so if you don't make it, it's fine. But 1, I want you to hold on to and bring it back next month. I know, it's hard. And if you don't bring a blow pop next month, it's perfectly fine. But this is the challenge. I want you to hold on to this blow pop for a month and bring it back next month. And if you hand me a blow pop next month, we will say a very short prayer together, and I will give you 2 blow pops for every blow pop you hand me. Does that sound like something you want to try?
Yes.
All right. It's going to be hard. Some of you won't bring me back a blow pop, and that's fine. If you want to have 2 blow pops today or throughout the month, that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Also, I'm closing this loophole now. You cannot have your parents go out and buy you blow pops and bring me 5 next month. You bring me back 1 blow pop and you get 2. That's the deal. You all understand? All right. So you're going to be nice to someone every day. You're going to picture yourself doing something nice for Jesus when you do so. Be more aware of God in your life and have blow pops. That sounds like a pretty sweet deal. So come on up, get your blow pops, and go back to your seats. Amen.
That you find inside of plasma screen TVs and plasma lamps like this. This is what stars are made out of. There's somewhere in the region of between 200 to 400 billion stars just in our Milky Way galaxy, and then there are over 170 billion galaxies in our observable universe, so if you do the math, there are quite a lot of stars. You probably already know that stars don't really look anything like this, but what you might not know is that stars don't actually really look much like this, either. There are two reasons as to why stars from here on Earth look like tiny little sparkly specks of light in the distance, and the first reason is that they are very distant, so with our naked, fallible human eyes, we can't really see them very well. And the second reason, the reason that we actually see stars twinkling, even though, spoiler alert, stars don't actually twinkle, is that when the light from the star enters our atmosphere, it gets refracted or bent a little bit, and then we interpret that bendy light as twinkling. In reality, closer up, stars actually look like this. And this star in particular is a pretty well-known star. It's called the Sun. You might have heard of it. It's pretty popular amongst us living organisms here on Earth, gives us light and heat and stops us from dying, stuff like that. And even though the Sun is the nearest star to us, it's still about 93 million miles away.